Greetings, adventurers! Reggie and I welcome you to sit down and hear all about what we've been preparing for Campaign 3. I am beyond excited to share all the information with you. So just like last time, I prepared everything that's changing the upcoming campaign into 6 different categories. The first one is the new map announcement, the Post-Calamity announcement, name drop and story hook, player, office, and Discord changes, gameplay changes, and rules and side quests. There's a lot to get to today, so let's jump right into the new world map. I did a lot of research on how to make a good map, and I'm really happy to share this one with all of you. When I made the first map, I didn't really know what I was doing, and I thought it'd be a good idea to make it as realistic as possible. However, going forward, it makes more sense to show the world of Donjon through the perspective of like a cartographer, and not make it an actual one-to-one scale of what Donjon should actually look like. Google Earth doesn't exist yet, so this map is more of an artistic interpretation of Donjon. Technically, some of the continents and islands are smaller or larger than they seem, and the oceans have more space between them. This explains why the oceans have shrunken, cities and islands appear to be larger, and new land masses have popped up on the map. The major changes are the enlargement of the Dirtlands and the Uruk-Tar. These are the other main continents of the world, and their lack of cities and small size in the last map just didn't do these awesome land masses justice. The addition of Saltmare as a new island continent and the naming of Sindel make the map feel more complete. A couple of new locations such as Deepord and the Uruk-Tar cities, and a ton of new locations that have been talked about but not featured, such as Kul Tiras, Darkwater, Crystalwater, and Costa Pablo. I really hope you all enjoy the new world map. So let's get on to what I'm most excited for, Post-Calamity.
In a moment's notice, everyone lost their magic. A new era of Donjon had dawned upon us. The societies of the world tried to piece together what had happened. Some adventurers found remnants of the World Tree. However, without magic to spread the word over large distances or across the realms, the public has no idea what really happened that day. Thousands died. Species had to completely adapt and change their way of life, and new monsters were attacking the lands. We don't know everything, but we understand the world will never be the same. The event eventually garnered a name: the Calamity.
Donjon has changed forever. What I'm announcing today is the world of Donjon Post-Calamity. I have completely redone the world of Donjon document. Post-Calamity is a sort of second addition to the first document. It features the new map, new locations, new sections of the deities, and as well as a complete new chapter. Chapter 3, The People in History, goes over the past ages of Donjon, recapping the past campaigns, and goes into detail on all 46 playable species. This chapter is massive and jammed packed with lore. In fact, it's larger than the first 2 chapters combined. I'm super excited to share this with all of you, and I know it'll go to good use. Also, to celebrate and encourage people to check out the new document, I'll be posting a mini quiz on Post-Calamity. The quiz will feature questions about the writing, and if you get everything right, you'll get a color name in the Discord as reward. With those awesome announcements out of the way, let's get on to what everybody's here for. Campaign 3.
If you're receiving this message, you've been called. I got word of something big in the works. I think it'd be worth your time. The Dirtlands are a dangerous place, and since the Calamity, they've just gotten worse. The Pioneers are new in town, and they've just finished their construction of the Dirtland railroads. They're up to something. Pay me a visit. I'm gathering some faces to make a plan. Here are my coordinates. Meet after sundown. Signed, Bones.
Howdy. The Dirtland Railroads is a campaign about a group of individuals, all with well-trained skills, that have been tipped off by the outlaw known as Bones. This campaign will take place in the Dirtlands, known as the Wicked West. The desert continent is a wild place, filled with factions who are all at each other's throats, dirty mercenaries who will do any job, and outlaws who are making their way outside the brutal laws factions make in the Dirtlands. Mailgold, a magical mineral that can be formed into powerful magical items, is the main market in the Dirtlands, and everybody wants control over the stream of Mailgold. Ever since the Calamity, the wealth of the world has been trying to get their hands on magical items, and the Dirtlands Mailgold is no exception. The markets of Mailgold have skyrocketed, and the desert has never been more tense. We'll be having a character creation session 0 on Sunday the 27th. My goal for all of you is to rope a reason why Bones wants your character for his upcoming scheme. Your character could know Bones, could be a known Dirtlands outlaw, or maybe you just got word of this meeting and want to crash it. Whatever it is, your character should be familiar with the Dirtlands or the characters of the Dirtlands, and have some sort of particular strength that could contribute to a team of outlaws. Feel free to stretch the story hook as much as you want. Get creative with it. At the end of the line, your character just needs to find out about the Sundown meeting and have a motivation to go to it. I also encourage all of you to go check out the new Dirtlands section in the World of Dontron Post-Calamity. It explains all the factions and all the new towns within the Dirtlands. The Dirtlands is a wild place. Robbery, shootouts, and schemes will all play a heavy part in Campaign 3, so remember this for character creation. And feel free to ask me any questions online or during Session 0. Yeehaw. So stupid. There are a few changes around D&D for the next campaign that I would like to update you about. First are our new players. We're dropping 4 players. Colin, Miles, Nick, and Tommy are leaving us. And to fill their shoes, we're adding 2 new players. The first is Naomi. Naomi is Olivia's sister. I haven't gotten to know her super well, but from the times we've met, she seems super nice, and I know she'll get along with the rest of the group. I really look forward to getting to know her better. And the other player is Avi. Avi Rudy Tooty Cranky Kong Stanger is a close friend of mine. He's able to scale walls like a monkey and refuses to sit in a chair normally, and he's had some good experience with D&D. Most of you have gotten to meet him, and I know the rest of you will get to know him really well. For the office, it stayed mostly the same. The major change is the remodeling of the carpet. I tried to aim the campaign to be after it, but it seems to be a lengthy process, so we're currently trying to get in new carpeting. And we're moving the books slowly so we can get everything out for when the carpet goes in, but the office should be back to normal with some new carpeting soon. Besides that, Reggie is here like always, and he's looking forward to serving you all snacks and refreshments from his soda bar again. Some of you might have noticed the Discord changes already, but we'll go over them real quick. The first is the rework of art. Art has been upgraded to its own category. The old art channel is still there, but renamed to Artwork, and to fill out the category, there are 2 new channels. Doodles is a place for any minor works of art or doodles that could be cool. It's just a place to differentiate the fun from the full pieces of art. And WIP, for work in progress. This is any work in progress art that people wish to share. For the other Discord changes, I've added some more voice channels and named them after the major continents of Dontron, and I'm really happy to explain the new Logs channel to you all. Logs is inspired off of the couple lost logs that Miles posted in lore ways back. Logs is a place for all in-world stories, and everybody's encouraged to write in logs. It's open to the public. I'll look forward to changing all your names when the new characters are revealed and discussing everything in this video in the new Discord. Going into Campaign 3, our table will play a bit different. To start, let's get the elephant in the room out of the way. The Calamity happened, and magic is gone. And that also reflects characters. Campaign 3 will be set in a low magic setting. This doesn't mean magic is gone, there's just a majority absence of it. When the World Tree was destroyed, the connection to the Weave was severed. And that's a very nerdy sentence, but what that means for playing D&D is that you can no longer cast spells. I have created a document to showcase what changes in the world and what the Calamity changes when making a character. All of you will have to look over this document, but it'll also help with any questions during Session 0. The main thing to remember is that you can no longer have spell slots, and subclasses and features are off limits. I don't want to make a campaign where I force everybody to play only martials, so there are a couple compromises and rewards to playing a spellcaster post-Calamity. To start, the spellcasters can still spend time and energy to create spell scrolls or potions, to be able to still have access to their spells. Along with this, depending on how much the certain class was impacted by the Calamity, they will start with a powerful magic item. There is a lot to creating a low magic setting, so please have some patience with me, and feel free to ask me any questions. The next gameplay change is the 2024 Handbook. D&D 5.5 is upon us, and we're going to try it out. With Campaign 3, all characters will be created with the 2024 Handbook. You're still welcome to use any other books like Xanathros, Tasha's, or Monsters of the Multiverse. However, when you need to use something out of a handbook, you'll have to use the 2024 Handbook. And finally will be the Milestone Test. With Campaign 3, we'll be trying out the Milestone system. This is a replacement to XP, where instead of earning XP and leveling up at a certain threshold, I, the DM, will award you all a level up at a particular, often eventful moment. This change is mainly a test of my own curiosity, as I think there's a lot of upsides to the change. So after playing with it for a bit, we'll have a discussion about which system we like as a group better. I will still keep track of XP secretly in case we want to switch over. We will be continuing the end of the month one-shots, and I'm happy to announce we'll be doing another multi-part one-shot side story across the next campaign. Similar to Harrison's Betrayer arc, Nick will be hosting his own side quest over the year. So here's the current schedule for what the one-shots will look like. For Nick's side quest, we'll have 4 parts. Side quest part 1 is catching one's shadow over Thanksgiving break. Side quest 2 is a good old-fashioned weapon of mass destruction heist, Winter Break. It's an awesome name. Side quest part 3, wine, diplomacy, and rolling heads will take place over spring break. And finally, Side quest part 4, Roots of the Family Tree, will take place over summer break. And for out-of-world one-shots, we'll have 2 of them so far. Eli's Birthday Palooza will be hosted on my birthday, and Olivia's FNAF one-shot will be hosted in January. And please remember, any of you are welcome to host a one-shot. Please just reach out to me and you're welcome to take over. The first new rule is Zap. If a creature takes lightning damage while in water, that creature takes double damage. This was a minor idea that we played around with in the last campaign, and I'm happy to place it inside of our homebrew. The next is Perfect Strike. In combat, if the result of a player's attack roll is exactly the target's armor class, they'll get a Perfect Strike and be informed of the target's current armor class. I thought this was a fun rule while DMing last campaign, so I think it would just be fun to add it to combat. Now the next one is Execute. If the result of a player action will obviously end in starting a new combat, the player may choose to instead attempt an execution. If the combat is half the XP for a low encounter, the combat is skipped and the players will immediately execute the opposition. If the combat is not half the XP for a low encounter, combat will trigger as normal and the player who chose to attempt an execution will skip their first turn. This one is quite complicated, but I think it's a needed one. I've heard from multiple players that they wish there was a simple way to kill an NPC without entering combat. Going rogue and taking out the barkeep shouldn't involve multiple sword swings. So in the new 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide, there's a new ruling behind classing encounters. If the rating for an encounter is half of that of a low encounter according to the 2024 DMG, you'll be able to kill the NPC or low-level monster without having to enter combat. This doesn't come without any consequences though. If you misjudge the power level of an NPC or assume the guards won't enter combat when you attack the NPC, and it isn't considered half that for a low encounter, you'll be stunned for a round. The last rule is the Golden Die. Similar to Inspiration, the Golden Die will be passed to a player after they make an influential, heroic, or inspirational action in-game. This die can be used as a point of heroic inspiration. They may hold on to the Golden Die for as long as they want. However, there is only one Golden Die. If a player is holding onto the die, it cannot be awarded to any other player until the die is used. I've done multiple tests on Inspiration, and I think this is the best way for it to evolve. Last campaign, I tried passing it out early on, but people seem to forget about it. And with the Golden Die, I think it'll be easier to remember with a tangible object, and the pressure of nobody else can obtain the Golden Die until you use it. I think this will make it a more active feature. There were also a couple non-written homebrews that we played with last campaign that I was planning on writing down for this campaign, like the attunement and heavy master weapon changes. However, the 2024 Player's Handbook goes over this. Alright, and with that has been the campaign announcement video. I really want to give a huge thanks to all of my players for having the patience, and I really want to get this video out sooner, I swear. I look forward to all the good exploration, stories, combat, and awesome art and fun times that'll come with Campaign 3. So Session 0 will be Sunday the 27th, and Session 1 will take place on November 3rd. I will see you all soon, adventurers.